Well, I'm at the start of called the Grand Colombier. This is actually the third hardest way up Grand Colombier, but the most beautiful. The early slopes jutting out to the south give great views of mountains. Lac de Bourget, the biggest in France, in the distance. "18 kilometers at 7% average can be really misleading. There's some pretty easy stretches and some really steep stretches too. If you can climb all four sides of Grand Colombier in a single day, you can become a member of the Confrérie de Fel de Grand Colombier, which basically means the Brotherhood of the Loons of Grand Colombier. It's roughly equivalent to cycling all three sides of Ventoux. In the middle of the climb, there's these long, straight stretches that look really easy, but are in fact quite steep. That's a good place for a pro to attack. Barrière Canadienne is French for cattle grid, although I'm Canadian and I always called it cattle grid. The last 3 kilometers leaves the forest and enters pasture land. Nothing up here really but cows. Most of the pros will stop 2 kilometers from the top for a beer. With beer in the legs, the last 2 kilometers should be really easy. On a clear day, the last stretch has great views of the Alps. Over here, Mont Blanc, but today it's pretty hazy. It's a fast, bumpy, non-technical descent, but at least it skips the steepest way with some pretty crazy slopes, including stuff above 20%. See, they patched up parts of the road all the way down, trying to get rid of the worst bits of the bump, but it's pretty cheap tarmac and it's the sort of stuff that can melt on a really hot day, making a descent pretty tricky. Col de Richemond is a beautiful, quiet little climb. The pros are going to fly up this. In fact, there's even a little downhill before we get to the col. Here at Col de Richemond, a very common thing in the Jura, our monument to the Maquis, the French resistance. Like the Dauphiné that crossed Colombier and Richemond a few weeks ago, the Tour de France stage finishes much closer to Col de Richemond. I think a breakaway can easily win this stage. Jerome Koppel for the win.